3 of my series on how to do this globe, the stand, and the pyrography. Today I'm going to do the pyrography. So I hope you'll stick around and watch that. It was, for me, the toughest of the whole thing, just trying to figure out how to put a flat image, as the map usually is what I see it, onto a spherical object. Was very interesting. So stick around. I'm sure my friend Terry, who's an expert on pyrography, is going to be laughing his guts out when he sees this one. Stick around. The first thing I did to prepare for drawing the continent outlines on here is to cover the entire surface with masking tape. Now I used that real cheap masking tape that I get from the dollar store. And I used that because it doesn't stick worth a darn, which means it shouldn't leave much, if any, residue when I peel this off. So I'm ready now to draw on it. I guess what I better do is go find the drawing I'm going to use. So let's go to the computer now and see what we can come up with.
The first thing I need to do is find out how wide I need the map to be. It has to wrap all the way around the sphere. Now I know that the sphere is 13 1/8 or 13.125 inches in diameter. To find the circumference, the distance around, I multiply it by pi 3.14, which gives me 41.2 inches. I managed to find this website on the internet that allowed me to download this globe template. Now what you see here are called gores, and the idea is if you print this entire thing out and you have the right size sphere, you can fold this around that sphere, tape them down, and you will have the globe pattern, the picture, all set up there for you. I will put a link to this website below the video in the description box in case you want to go there as well. So now I've downloaded this picture and brought it into Photoshop. Then I took the picture and adjusted it with Photoshop to turn it into this line drawing. And you can see how the continents are shown. Next, I drew in the equator. Now I need to change the size. I need it to be 41.2 inches wide. Now that I have this to size, I am going to crop these individually and cut each one of these gores so that I can place it on the globe. I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to identify each one. I know this is going to be top one, so I'll use T, and it's the first one in line, so I'll just call it T1, and then I will save it. When I have them all done, I will show you how I'm putting them on the globe.
Now I have the sphere, which is already covered with masking tape, covered with carbon paper. You might call it tracing paper or transfer paper. There's ink on the far side of it, the side against the masking tape, so when I take a pencil and draw on it, it'll transfer it to the masking tape. Now I've already taped the first of the gores on, and I've got a few more cut. I'll cut the rest of them, and they're all going to go on here like this until they make up the map. Then I'll go over with the pencil, trace it all, take off the carbon paper, make sure that it's right on the masking tape, because if it's not right on there, it wouldn't be right on the wood, and then I'd be very unhappy if I was tracing right to the wood. As soon as I'm sure it's good on the masking tape, I'll trace harder on there to transfer it with a depression onto the wood, and then I can go on with the pyrography on that. So I'll come back after all the gores are on and show you the next step. Alright, I've got the gores all taped on, both the northern and southern hemisphere. I did not realize, not being a student of geography, how little land mass there is on the southern hemisphere. Where there is no landmass, I couldn't see the point in taping on blank pieces of paper, so I left them blank. Now what I want to do is go around, and wherever there is a continent, I'm just going to outline with my pencil to let the transfer paper take the ink through onto the masking tape. Then I'll take all these off and we'll take a look at what I come up with. This is going to take me a little time. Well, I don't know if there's a good way or a bad way to do this, but the only thing I can think of is to start removing some of these pieces of tape and paper, get these gores out of the way. I'd rather not destroy them in case I have to redo this. But let's just reveal some of this and see what we've got. Well, it's looking pretty good, what I can see so far. So let me just get the rest of this off and I'll be right back. Well, some of these lines transferred much better than others. And I had a couple or maybe 3 different types of transfer paper I was using, so that might have made the difference. I'm going to take this upstairs now to my computer, and I'm going to sit down, compare it, and freehand the areas that didn't trace very well, see if I can improve on this. And then I'll come back. Well, it's coming along. I've got the continents drawn in there about as well as I can do. I'm not going to say that this was a lot of fun, trying to figure out how to draw the map from usually a flat image and put it onto a round surface is not a lot of fun. I did not enjoy that much. However, got it this far and I'm going to keep on going. Next thing I want to do is cut out the continents one at a time, very carefully, remove the tape, mark them maybe with just the knife, and then burn them. And I'd like you to remember that this is not a true-to-life map. It's just a representation. So please don't do like my wife did and say, New Zealand's actually 2 islands. I don't care. So it's not true to life. If your country is not perfect, I'm sorry, and there's no use looking, you're not going to find your town on here. All right? So I'll be back. I want to do some of the burning now. I'm using what's known as a ball stylus tip. 1.2 millimeters if you're interested in that. And when I watch my friend Terry do this, he makes it look so easy to get a nice even burn. I don't find it all that easy myself. Maybe I need a lot more practice. After I get the burning finished, I'm going to put it back on the lathe, sand it again, and put on a couple more coats of Minwax wipe-on poly. Then I'll reassemble everything, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Well, that brings us to the end of part 3 and the end of the series. I hope you've enjoyed this. Maybe got a little something out of it, a couple of pointers. Appreciate you dropping in. I hope you'll do so again next time. If you like what I'm doing, click the like button. It's the only way I have of knowing that I'm doing something right. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful day in your shop and be safe. Hope to see you next time. Take care.